lot of people are saying that, the coordinators are the issue in Detroit. It's a little hot. They're saying that the coordinators are the issue in Detroit and one of the reasons they fell off. No, it's just the injuries. So once again, it continues to be the injuries. But the offensive coordinator, I understand that. So let's talk about the offensive coordinator real quick. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. John Morton, I did a video a couple months ago. It's brought to my attention. He was fired from the Jets for being too pass happy. Came here, was too pass happy. I pretty much caught that vibe from him when he got here, that he was going to be a pass happy offensive coordinator. He kept talking about explosive plays. It was the wrong pick. I feel like Shep was the right pick. Y'all talking shit about Shep. What do you expect Shep to do? You know what I'm saying? He don't have nothing to mess with. The two corners who was supposed to be the cornerstones of the defensive backfield, they gone. Rackstraw, Terry Arnado. Your two, all-pro safety, your other safety, they gone. Kirby Joseph Bryant, that's 4 important players right there. You playing with corners and people off the street at safety. Then you have tremendous depth at corner. Amik Roberts, he getting exposed. Got injured. DJ Reed, he half-stepping because he got a hamstring issue. Looking at the defensive line and Lee McNeil, he ain't going to be all the way back till next year. You don't got no other Al-Quayed Muhammad. Without him, we'd be lost. A. Hutchinson ain't been shit since he got paid. So, you started the season off, Noah Enrique, Josh Pascal ain't came back. Davenport got injured, came back. He's been a non-effing factor. That's hurting them in covers. It's making Anzalone look bad in covers. It's making the corners look bad. So when we talk about Shep has been great. They got to play more zone because they don't have the bodies. And that's been the whole thing the whole year for the Detroit, the whole regime of grit for the Detroit Lions. It's been, just makeshift, figure it out. And I think he's done amazing. As a first-year defensive coordinator, he's done amazing. But y'all only looking at it from a win-loss perspective from him. It's a win. It's nothing else that he can do. His number one corner is playing hurt. Amik Roberts is just, he's not in it right now. Is depleted in the front end before football was snapped. Only group that's been healthy is in the linebacker crew. And Rodrigo just got back. So what do y'all expect him to do? He's down a possible 4 starters, or at least 2 starters and 3 starters in the secondary. Kirby, Branch, they've been playing hurt all year. Let's keep it real. Terrion. Another guy, Ennis Rackstraw, that could have been important. DJ Reed, he ain't been this. So that whole Shep thing is crazy. But John Morton, it's just to the point where, in John Morton, he was already fired and already just talking about, we're going to keep the running game. And it was a bad hire. Dan Campbell hired him because he liked him, because he knew him. Simple as that. Yeah, I know Ben Johnson wanted to hire him, but Ben Johnson was going to be calling the plays. Chicago is number 2 in rushing the football. You know what I'm saying? And I get people saying, well, Detroit, dealing with a center position, you have some injuries across offense. The Chicago Bears offensive line ain't shit. It's a mentality. It's a mentality. And right now, the Lions don't have the mentality to stick to the run. That's why they lost to the Los Angeles Rams. Stick to the run. It's like, okay, if Montgomery have a good run, okay, we're going to force Jahmyr Gibbs. They don't have any balance between the backs. And that's one thing that I think Ben Johnson did well when he was here. If Montgomery is choo-chooing, hey, we're going to ride the Montgomery train. No diddy. And we're going to find a way to fit Jahmyr Gibbs in there. If Gibbs is going, we still going to have Montgomery in short yardage situation. We still going to fit him in. It's just like, we go all in on Gibbs. Dan Campbell is the same thing. He ain't doing nothing different than John Morton. Yeah, they might have more explosive players. He might get the ball to J-Mo, but he's going away from the run game too. Run the fucking football. Montgomery had these great runs, and then he give it to Gibbs, and they lose yards, and he get a yard. But Montgomery, it's the offensive coordinator got a lot to do with it. The head coach got a lot to do with it. He got to figure out how to keep guys healthy, flat out. He got to figure out, he got to keep guys healthy. And he got to get an offensive coordinator in there that's going to understand run the football. If you're going to keep Dave Montgomery around, so be it. Run the football. Next year, you'll probably have Tate move to center. You'll probably have Frazier at guard. You'll probably have Mahogany back at guard. They're going to probably draft a left tackle at some point and go find one at one point. It'll be okay. You'll be fine. But it's the mentality. So the offensive coordinator has a lot to do with it. And the head coach got a lot to do with it because he won't make adjustments to the type of, practice habits that they're doing. That's the biggest thing. Every year, it's injuries. And they have failed to make that adjustment. And it's okay if they don't make the play. Who cares? They make the playoffs. It just feels like a fake accomplishment. Because they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. They're not good enough to be in the playoffs. They're too incompetent to be in the playoffs. Right in there until they stop being on their high horses and acknowledge they have a problem with injuries, it ain't gonna work. Dan Campbell better not never hire another dude, a nepotism hire that he had with John Morton. Hire the best motherfucker for the job. If that's next year around, if that's Mike McDaniels, get Mike McDaniels. If that's going somewhere else to get somebody else, whoever it may be, who fit that philosophy, where I'm not going to have to take the fucking playbook from them and call it myself. No. Go out there and get the best man for the job, the best offensive coordinator for the job. And what do those things entail? Run the fucking football. We want to be physical. We want to be downhill, punch you in your mouth. Anything outside, as long as you do that, you do whatever else you want. Look at Ben Johnson in Chicago. They took the mentality, we're going to run it by any means necessary. And look how that's opened up everything. They got Caleb Williams looking like a star. Even though he still looks suspect, he looking like a star. Run the football. But that's all I had to say. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live and drop video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Instagram. The whole nine. Everything inside the link tree. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. Peace.